Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself, buddy? I know we got a wonderful night of racing here.
Yeah, absolutely. Big night of racing. Big 2 nights of racing here. This is the first night. Tonight's going to be the right rear racing Sovereign Showdown here. And tomorrow night, we're going to be live with the Premier Racing Setups Kings Clash. So tonight, the preliminary night, still some money on the line. 30-lap feature here and an 80-lap top 5 payout. Tons of sponsors, tons of great drivers. Hot laps are going to be starting any moment. Glad to have you all tuning in here tonight. Hopefully these drivers put on an absolutely fabulous show for you all at home, and it makes it just a good time for us here tonight. I know I quite enjoy the Eldora Speedway. How about you, Tim?
Yeah, I think this is probably my second or third time watching a race here in the sim. Probably more than that, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
But
it's
certainly the one of the first big events.
yeah, absolutely, and a ton of stuff to go over here tonight. So both nights are going to be using a custom fixed setup brought to you by Premier Racing Setups, our partners here on the Buckeye Racing Network. They are going to be also the Victory Lane sponsor. Premier Racing Setups offers top-tier setups for nearly every car on iRacing, along with photography, graphics, and much more. You can join the longest-running setup shop on iRacing today. And if you like running these 360 sprint cars, it's a $10 monthly subscription. So check them out over at Premier Racing Setups. Also, as I said just a few moments ago, Right Rear Racing, big shout out to them as they are the title sponsor here tonight for the Sovereign Showdown. Also, anytime we're under a caution or taking a look at a replay, they are going to be our sponsor for that, as well as the Heat Race number 3 sponsorship. So big shout out to Right Rear Racing. The head honcho over there is Donnie Waits, and he's going to be racing in car 74 tonight. They also do broadcasting of leagues and stuff like that. You can also check them out on Facebook. Don't forget to check out Right Rear Racing. But I'm telling you right now, Tim, cars are rolling on the racetrack. That's going to get us started in Green Man Gaming Hot Laps here tonight. As the cars are just slowly working out there, maybe. Do you know exactly what the drivers are doing now, Tim?
I I don't know what's wrong with my sim. I think something's wrong with it because I don't see anyone.
Well, there's a whole host of drivers out on the racetrack. Ty Williams, Dakota Osborne, Matt Grimm, Josh Borowski, Jimbo Rooney, Justin Osborne, just kind of slowly working around the speedway. Right now they're starting to pick up the pace as you see some lap times populating on the left-hand side of the screen. So this is the first Green Man Gaming Hot Lap session. Shout out to them for sponsoring our Hot Laps here tonight. You see Richie Gaines, now Ty Williams up to the top of the boards at a 13.63 in that 01 3PG machine. Oh yeah, this is about 8 or 10 cars, Tim. I'm sorry, folks. I completely forgot. I thought it was going to be 3 cars per group for some reason, but 8 to 10 cars per group, and they're going to get 3 laps apiece. Now Justin Osborne up to the top of the board at a 13.48 in car 0 as he works down on the bottom part of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4, down the front straightaway. That should bring a checkered flag to session number 1. And it does. Justin Osborne, Richie Gaines, Jimbo Rooney, Ty Williams, Matt Grimm, Dakota Osborne, Josh Borowski, Stephen Light, and Armando Melgoza. No 9 guys in that session, ranging from 13.48 all the way to a 14.14 in lap time. All right, Green Man Gaming session number 2 will be rolling out here. in a few short moments. But again, if you're tuning in here with us, let us know who you're rooting for. Any drivers that to keep our eye on as well as yours. Always enjoy seeing the messages and here as the night rolls on.
Do you see anyone on the track, Bentley?
Well, at this exact moment, I do not see anybody out there.
You're going to have to click on the results and go over to Group 2 manually.
Oh, now I got some drivers. Chase Porter, Caden Berry out here. Tyler Bickford, Austin Hickman, Donnie Waits. Sorry, folks. A little bit new format for us here as we try to work out a little bit of the bugs and bring you as much racing action as we can. Fastest driver in this group so far is the 13 machine of Chase Porter. It's showing 13, but he's actually car 21. He's right in the middle of the screen. Charles New, second quickest at a 13.85. Caden Berry also out here running that famous low line in car 12. Currently at a 13.80, 7th quick. See Tyler Bickford, car 07, Dustin Glenn, Austin Hickman, Donnie Waits, as we just talked about. The head honcho over at Right Rear Racing. He turned a 14.04, good for 16th so far here tonight. Andrew Allen, thank you also for letting me know that. I'll try to keep that in mind here for the next couple of groups. 17 drivers have taken a time. We've got about 10 or so that still need to go. As I believe maybe Andrew Allen, Amanda Menenga, also going to be a part of this next group. No, I was completely wrong. Joey Hintz, Fred Hoffman, Spencer Putney, Trevor Royer, Johnny Anderson, Joshua Olson, Tyler Radaball, and Stephen Light also is out on the racetrack once again. So this is our next group of drivers for hot laps. As they start to wind those cars up for the third Green Man Gaming hot lap session. Fred Hoffman here in car number 16, the white and yellow machine. Spencer Putney all the way down to the inside, just tagged the inside wall in car, well, that says 17B. Look at Joey Hitz. He just went to the top of the board. Well, third. Now Trevor Royer, as I say that, a 13.53. That's good for second quick in this group. Johnny Anderson just popped up into the top 5 as well. He's also in this group. Fred Hoffman sitting at 9th. Spencer Putney in 12th. So really good group. Tyler Radaball just bumped up a little higher, up to 7th quick. Spencer Putney now 5th quick. So 4 of the drivers in this session are in the top 5 of quickest lap times. Remember, this is a custom fixed setup brought to us by Premier Racing Setups. There is some Premier house drivers in here, as well as drivers from other setup shops trying their hand at this great event presented by Reigel Promotions E-Sports. Big shout out to them. We're happy to be along for the ride here for these next couple of nights. Still, Justin Osborne at a 13.48 is at the top of the board. Kenny Hoffman, Jason Randolph, Andrew Allen, Amanda Menenga, Bowen Smith, Corey Denson. Slowly rolling around the racetrack now. Tim, any surprises that you see in the top 5 on the timing chart here tonight in the Green Man Gaming hot lap session?
I am not surprised at all. Maybe a little bit surprised with some of the people that are mid-pack, but I feel like that could just be the track itself.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, right now, definitely the low line is king. The cars are running really fast down there. Right now, Kenny Hoffman just went to 6th at a 13.57. Now Bowen Smith just set the fastest lap of the night in car 012 at a 13.47. Awesome lap there For Bowen, Andrew Allen, Amanda Menenga, 13th and 14th quick at a 13:62 and a 13:64 respectively. Jason Randolph, Corey Denson, 26th and 27th, 14:06 and 14:24 for those two drivers. As you see, Bowen Smith completes his time. Looks like we had a little bit of a hiccup down the back straightaway as the car slowed down. Looks like another driver, one driver, 30 cars have taken a time, and there's one extra in the session that did not take a time at all. That is Robert Puckett in car 30. And I think we're going to roll into time trials here. And I do not know if I have the list for the drivers up. Tim, do you have it handy?
With who's up?
Yeah.
I will check my super secret notes.
I know you folks, Tim always has super secret notes. As our practice session comes to a close, he never lets me see him, so I'm always at a little bit of a disadvantage, but that's exactly why I keep him around, because he's got those super secret notes and help us through the broadcast. As we switch over into the qualifying session, and I'm honestly not sure right now who is up first on. I'm going to guess maybe Spencer Putney. Is that a good educated guess there, Tim?
I am not seeing anything. I think it's going to be Olson. Johnny Olson is going to be up, and we had a couple drivers up on deck.
Yeah, see, Olson, Putney, Gaines have at least put their car into the pit area, ready to be pushed out onto the racetrack. As Olson now rolls, Olson, excuse me. 2 laps for Joshua. In car number 95 as he rolls around to start his first lap. Remember, tonight's Victory Fuel is sponsoring our time trial session, if I can get the words out of my mouth. So shout out to Victory Fuel, as they've been with Reigel all season long. And with us once again for tonight's time trials. Lap 2 going in the books for Josh Olson. He times in at a 14:00 for his 2 laps. You know, Tim, I don't know if I want to be the first one out or not in this scenario, but at the pill draw, you just got to go out whenever you get the opportunity. Not really the opportunity, but
Sorry, I'm scrolling through all these super secret notes I have, but I'm failing to find what we need.
well, I don't. Well, here's the driver, Corey Denson, just ran his second lap. Here, he's going to qualify second quick at a 14:02, so really close the first 2 laps. I really wish it would let me see who's on the track and who's not.
Justin Osborne is now on the track.
Okay, good deal. At least we picked up him in time to see both of his qualifying laps. As I was trying to load up my driver sheet to see the lineup, and it failed to load for me. So good thing we catch Justin here for his whole qualifying effort. And again, you see this driver, he's working the inside part of the racetrack. Kind of lets that car slide up on the exit across the line to complete lap number 1 to the top of the board at a 13:64. Justin Osborne. Good lap number 1. Let's see if he picks up here on lap 2. No, just a little bit slower. So Justin's going to get credited with a 13:64.
Richie Gaines is now on the track in the number 70 machine. As he works through 3 and 4. He's going to take his first lap.
A lot of new names and new faces we have not witnessed racing from here tonight in this event. So happy to see all these new names and new faces. Lap number 1 for Richie Gaines at a 13:67. Second on the board. Lap number 2 for Richie. Not able to pick up there, just a tick slower. I think the money lap is going to be your first lap from what we're seeing here so far, Tim, because it looks like lap 2, every driver has lost just a little bit of time on lap number 2.
Yes. If you don't mind me, I am going to go to the room next to us and try and figure out these notes real quick.
I'm trying to figure out who the next driver is going to be. Sorry, folks, for the bit of confusion. We're just trying to make sure we have the correct lineup, as it looks like Joey Hintz having a bit of a connection issue as he's sitting at the end of the pit lane. Spencer Putney still. So it looks like Amanda Menenga on their first lap turns a 13:65 as they were the next car out. The 5th car comes across the line to complete lap 2. And still just a little bit slower lap 2, so Amanda be credited with a 13:65, good for a second quick up to this point. So they bring that car back into the pit lane. Joey Hintz on the racetrack now, running his qualifying laps, but it looks like he's blinking just a little bit. Now it steadies out for just a moment and blinks once more, but we'll see at least his time populate on the left-hand side of the screen. Lap number 1 for Joey at a 13:69, 4th quick so far of the 6. Lap number 2 just a little bit slower for Joey, so he's going to stay there at a 13:70.
Josh Borowski is headed onto the track.
Oh, why am I not seeing that name? There he is.
And that beautiful car number 32.
Yeah, very patriotic inspired paint scheme there. SSR on the side. I quite like it. Lap number 1 for Josh. Going to be at 13:76. Again, 13:76 lap 1 for Josh Borowski. Comes across complete lap number 2, just a little bit slower. So again, that money lap is the first lap. These drivers got to be on it here on their first lap.
Donnie Watts is going to be up next in the 74 machine.
Donnie Watts.
1 and 2.
Yeah, he's the owner over at Right Rear Racing. They're our presenting sponsor here tonight. Lap number 1 for Donnie is going to be a 13.90 on lap 1. See if he's able to pick up here and change. No, just a tick slower on lap 2 for Donnie Watts. Good for 6 quick so far. Chase Porter heading out onto the racetrack. Yeah, a little bit of a bobble getting into turn 3, but lets that car roll around the outside, drops it down into the middle line in 1 and 2. Turns that car to get as low as he can entering 3 and rides through the middle out of 4 across the line to complete lap 1 to the top of the board at a 13.62. Great first lap for Chase. And lap 2 just a little slower, following suit with everybody else.
Spencer Putney is going to move up from 13th to 12 as Ross Kaiser is going to go all the way down to the bottom due to missing the driver's meeting.
Oh boy, so a little bit of a shakeup in the order. Spencer starts his qualifying run. Got Premier Racing setups on the side of that machine as well as Earthworks. Lap number 1 for Spencer is going to be a 13.60, Tim. I think the track is picking up a little bit of pace.
Yeah, that certainly looks it. That's 2 drivers in a row.
Yep, 2 drivers in a row. That's went 1 and 2 respectively now on the timing chart. All right, Tim, who's next up?
Ty Williams should be up. He should be on the track, as he is. Working through 3 and 4. $13.930, good for 9. Let's see how lap 2 is. Improves a little bit, moves up to 8.
I'll tell you what, now that's the first driver we have seen that has picked up on his second lap. Usually the first lap has been quicker. Matt Grimm, car 91, out on the racetrack now. A very good and steady driver that seems to have bad luck in the races we've witnessed. I'm sure he's ripping and raring to go here tonight at Eldora. Coming across a complete lap number 1. Guess what? New leader, Matt Grimm, at a 13.54. Lap 2, let's see if he's able to pick up there. No, he is not. But I'll tell you what, 13.54 picks up 0.06 of a second over Spencer Putney's time. Believe we might. Is Dakota Osborne up next? Well, it looks like Matthew Croakey. I'm not sure if you pronounce the E at the end, but lap number 1 for Matthew. Third quick at a 13.60. Lap 2 at a 13.65. Matthew Croakey be credited with a 13.60.
Dakota Osborne in the 79 machine, working his way out of the pits.
I was just one car too early, I guess, Tim. Uh-oh, into the outside wall. in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
Just a little tire check, making sure he had all 4 of them on.
Lap number 1 for Dakota is a 13:67, moves him into 7th on the board. Lap 2, he ran the exact same lap time on lap 2. How about that? A 2 13:66s in a row.
That's crazy.
For those just tuning in, we are now running the single car time trials, 2 laps apiece for every driver. We're almost halfway through our Victory Fuel time trial session. Tim,
Andrew
who's up?
Allen should be on the track in the 43 machine, and then Jason.
Yeah, Andrew, driver out of Dover, Pennsylvania, as you see there on your screen. Lap 1 was a 13:71, 10th quick. Lap number 2, slower at a 13:74. So Andrew Allen going to settle in at 10th for now.
And that will bring out Jason Randolph.
Jason Randolph in car number 47. Yeah, he's moved up a little higher on the racetrack. Let's see how he fares here on lap number 1. Lap 1 for Jason. 13th quick at a 13:79. Lap number 2 for Jason. Better at a 13:67, bumps him up to 8th.
Stephen Light will be on the track in the number 5.
Oh, a little bit of a blink there out of turn 4, but he's back. He uses the middle part of the racetrack, kind of lets the car drift up, exiting turn 2. Lap number 1 for Steven. A 13:72, 12th quick on lap 1. Lap number 2 on the board for Steven, just a little slower at a 13:76. Steven credited with a 13:72 in 12th. Next driver up, Kenny Hoffman. Go ahead, Tim.
I was just about to say that the driver that was next up, but you beat me to it.
Nitro Circus, a white, red, and black scheme on Kenny's car tonight. Looks very sharp. Let's see how he does in Victory Fuel qualifying. Lap 1 for Kenny at a 13:61. Puts him at 4th on the board on lap number 1. Out of turn 4 now and across the line. Lap 2 for Kenny. Just a little slower at a 13:63. So still 4th quick at the moment for Kenny Hoffman.
The next one would be Armando, he said, and the 531 machine.
Armando Melgoza out on the racetrack. He's going to use the bottom here to start his flying lap. Across the line, takes the green flag. Lap number 2 now for Armando is a 13:86. He got credited with a 13:84 on lap 1. Good for 16th quick at the moment.
Now it's going to be the 012 machine of Bowen Smith hitting the track.
Green flag goes in the air for Bowen. Lap number 1 at a 13:65 puts him at 7th. And across the line to complete lap number 2. Lap 2 for Bowen, a 13:77. He's going to stick with a 13:65 7th quick.
I believe that's going to put Charles New in the 21 machine on the track. Uh-oh. He lost a wing on my end, and then it popped right back on.
Yeah, I think that was just iRacing trying to play some mind games with us. Nonetheless, he comes across the line here to complete lap number 1. Charles New, a 13:75, puts him right at 15th. Lap 2 at a 13:77 for Charles. We roll right into Austin Hickman in car 11. Momentum is a big thing. You want to keep as much momentum in these cars as possible. Minimize your steering wheel inputs. Lap 1 for Austin at a 13:77 puts him at 17th quick. Across the line, completes lap number 2 at a 13:88. Austin's going to stay at 17th. Fred Hoffman now rolls onto the racetrack. He starts lap number 1, lets that car kind of work through the middle part of the racetrack. Across the line, lap number 1 for Fred. A 13:79 puts him at 19th. Lap 2 complete for Fred. He does pick up just a touch to a 13:77. That moves him to 18th quick.
Dustin Glenn on the track, followed by James Rooney, Trevor Royer, and Aiden Price. And then after that, we still have 4 more.
Dustin Glenn rounding out a turn 4, completes lap number 1. His qualifying effort, he turns a 13:85. Good for 21st at the moment. Across the line to complete lap 2. Lap 2 at a 14:04 is Dustin Glenn, credited at 13:85.
Rooney working through 3 and 4, all the way up on the high side.
Lap 1 for Jimbo. 13:74, good for 15th quick. Across the line to complete lap number 2. Lap 2 is actually better, a 13:72, but he's going to stay right there in 15th.
Trevor Royer is going to be on the track.
as he works his way out of turn 4. Lap 1 for Trevor. Going to be a 13.66. Puts him right at the edge of the top 10 in 10th. Drops the car down low, kind of lets it drift up a little bit, had to correct it. He runs a 13.70 on lap number 2. So 10th quick so far for Trevor. Johnny Anderson now gets to try his hand in qualifying. Lap 1 for Johnny. All the way up to a 7th quick at a 13.65. Comes across complete lap number 2. Lap 2 at a 13.77. He's going to stay at a 13.65. Boy, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Really tight in times. 64s to 65s to 66s and 67s.
Gonna be fun to see this time. Caden Berry hits the track.
Yep, Caden Berry, car number 12. We know Caden quite well from the spring rush season over at Reigel Promotions E-Sports, the champion there. He also won the championship race at Eldora back in May. So definitely one to keep your eye on here for this event. Lap number 1, 13.68 for Caden Berry. 14th quick. Comes across the line to complete lap 2. And he ran the exact same lap time on lap 2. So still going to be right at 14th for Caden Berry. Tyler Radabaugh now gets his qualifying effort underway. After Tyler, just 3 more cars left to qualify. Lap 1 for Tyler, 13.86, good for 26th. Completes lap number 2, and he does pick up just a little bit to a 13.83 up to 24th. Tyler Bickford in the 07 machine heading out there in Hoosier colors, purple and black. We see him quite often racing with the League of Outlaws on Sunday nights. He's trying his hand in a sprint car here tonight. Tyler Bickford comes across complete lap 1. Lap 1 for Tyler at a 13.82, 24th quick. Lap 2 now complete. He runs another 13.82, so he's going to stay right there at 24th. Ross Kaiser now on the racetrack. Should be him and one other. Uh-oh, he makes contact with the outside wall on lap 1. That's going to negate lap 1 for Ross. Going to have to wind that thing back up and get a good lap in on lap number 2. He uses a slider line in 1 and 2. Let's see if he does the same here in 3 and 4, and he does. Cross the line. Ross runs a 13.58 second quick this late down the qualifying order. Awesome lap for Ross Kaiser in that number 8 machine.
Giving us a little wheelie at the end.
Absolutely, and that It's 31 cars. Tim, do you know anything about Robert Puckett? Is he able to qualify?
He is just joining as we speak.
As we wait out the arrival of Robert Puckett, we're going to get to roll into heat racing action. And the sponsor for heat race number 1 here in just a few moments is going to be Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions. Remember, that first heat's going to be 8 laps. And also, another interesting note, Tim, there's going to be an invert of 4 here tonight in the Right Rear Racing Sovereign Showdown. As I believe, or is race control still waiting on Robert Puckett in the number 30 machine?
Yes, they are.
All right,
I
so
believe.
Dana Burdick's checking in, one of the league admins over at STRR. Howdy, Dana. Thanks for tuning in for a little bit here tonight. All right, sorry for the lull in the action, but folks, as we await the arrival of Robert Puckett to get his qualifying effort in here tonight, can't say enough about all the sponsors and Andrew Reigel and Benjamin Wirt over at Reigel Promotions E-Sports to get all of those sponsors and to put this event together here at the Eldora Speedway in the Winged 360 Sprint Cars Premier Racing setups with the custom fixed setup they have for the proceedings tonight and tomorrow night. So we can't thank them enough. As it
Be heading into the heats.
All right, looks like Robert not able to get his time in, and we are going to look at the starting lineup here for heat race at number 1. Jason Randolph and Bowen Smith on row 1. Kenny Hoffman, Matt Grimm, row 2. Andrew Allen, Josh Borowski, row 3. Tyler Bickford, Donnie Waits is going to be in row number 4. As it looks like those drivers are all lined up behind the pace truck here to start Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions heat race number 1, 8 laps to distance. Tim, with the special notes, how many transfer into tonight's feature?
We are showing 4 out of each heat, and it is showing 4 heats apiece, so a whole lot of 4 for 4 going on with an invert of 4.
Definitely a 4 for 4 here to get tonight rolling. 4 heat races, 4 cars transfer out of each heat race, and the first 4 cars are inverted. So Matt Grimm, the fastest qualifier here of this first heat race, is going to start 4th on the outside of row number 2. As we see these cars working down the back straightaway now. Going to get the green flag in just a few moments. Pace truck is off. Green flag is in the air for Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions heat race number 1. Jason Randolph leads him down through turn 1 and out of turn number 2. A little bit of contact between Kenny Hoffman and Bowen Smith. Hoffman now moves into the second place position. Battle is on for 3rd. Matt Grimm, Bowen Smith battling. This is your top four. These four guys would transfer. Andrew Allen, Josh Borowski bearing down on Matt Grimm for the fourth place position as 2 laps go in the book. Oh, be careful, Andrew Allen up near the wall. They're out of turn 4. One car is in it. That's Donnie Watts in car 74. He gathers it back in and stands back into the throttle. Continues on. Now 3 laps down. And our top 4 still the same. Randolph, Hoffman, Smith, and Grimm as we have a battle for the lead into turn number 3. Kenny Hoffman slides on up in front of Jason Randolph, and he takes the lead here. Looking to the inside, Bowen Smith works the inside part of the racetrack. Matt Grimm up near the wall as they're battling hard for the 3rd place position. Matt Grimm takes advantage of it down the front straightaway. Bowen Smith slots back to 4th. All he has to do is keep Josh Borowski at bay here in the closing couple of laps. Now 2 to go. Jason Randolph not letting Kenny Hoffman get too far away. Single file train around the Eldora Speedway at the moment. White flag in the air on heat race number 1. Take a peek back here at 4th, Bowen Smith. He has a couple car advantages. He's squarely out of turn 2. Hold on to it, Bowen. Kenny Hoffman's going to come out of turn 4 to the checkered flag, and he's going to win 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions Heat 1. Jason Randolph 2nd, Matt Grimm 3rd. Bowen Smith is going to be your 4th and final transfer car. Josh Borowski, Andrew Allen, Tyler Bickford, Donnie Watts rounds out heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 is gridding now behind the pace truck. Oliver Sim Sports sponsoring heat race number 2. Row number 1 is going to be Richie Gaines and Amanda Menenga. Row number 2 is going to be Chase Porter and Ross Kaiser. Row 3, Stephen Light and Austin Hickman. Row number 4 is Tyler Radaball and Joshua Olson. Wow, Tim, what an action-packed, first heat race here tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. I can't believe our race winner there was able to hold on. I think it was like lap 1. Had that little contact. I mean, he was pointed straight to the inside wall.
Yeah, absolutely. That was wild. And again, shout out to Oliver Sim Sports sponsoring heat race number 2. And Tim, how about you bring us to the green flag here?
Alrighty. Richie Gaines is going to be our leader. Ross Kaiser was my surprise pick in yesterday's show. Let's see, he's going to be the fastest qualifier of this group. He'll be starting 4th. Richie Gaines is going to lead Amanda, Chase Porter, and Ross through 3 and 4 as Richie steps on the loud pedal, gets a good launch. Almost split in the middle as you have Amanda looking to follow him, and a huge slide all the way up to the top by that 21 machine as he's up into the wall. Kaiser looking to make a move on everyone.
Oh my, we got a car upside down into turn number 3. Chaos down the back straightaway, Tim. 2 cars got up and over. That was Austin Hickman and Joshua Olson. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, we had the leaders wrecked as well, coming out of 4.
So major craziness to start Oliver Sim Sports heat race number 2. Let's see what happened. Joshua Olson had an issue. Let's see if we can see exactly what happened to him. We see Austin Hickman get up into the outside wall, coming down the back straightaway. He turns that car right into Josh Olson. Josh Olson goes almost up and over as those 2 cars struggled to get back going. We see, holy moly, we pan up to the front. Richie Gaines, Chase Porter tangle along with Ross Kaiser. All three cars making contact coming out of turn 4. Chase Porter and Richie Gaines with the biggest damage. Porter loses the top wing, hard impact into the outside wall, and he goes for a big tumble down the front straightaway. My goodness, what craziness there to begin our second heat race. Just a couple laps in, and Richie Gaines and Chase Porter still in the pit area at the attention of their race teams. Take a look back at Austin Hickman. You see a little bit of damage to the top wing there. Looks like he negated going into the work area. Same for Josh Olson. Chase Porter now rejoins the field. You just saw him creep out of the pit area. Richie Gaines, I'm not sure is going to be able to make it in time for the green flag. Pace truck dives off. Ross Kaiser hits the loud pedal. We are back underway. Amanda Menenga clear into second. Stephen Light's going to be third. Battling for fourth. Tyler Radabaugh, Chase Porter side by side. Porter on the inside, Radabaugh up on the cushion. Uh-oh, yellow, yellow, yellow. Richie Gaines, I think, rejoined the field and had an issue. He does. Let's see, he enters the racetrack in the middle of 1 and 2. Brings the car, he kind of slid and just towed right back into the pit lane, and that was enough for the race control to throw the yellow flag here. So 4 laps down, 4 to go here in heat race number 2. And our top 4, it's going to be Ross Kaiser, Amanda Menenga, Stephen Light, and Tyler Radabaugh. Chase Porter still with a chance, just on the outside looking in. Joshua Olson there as well. Austin Hickman there in 7th. I know these drivers that are in the top 4 just want to get through these last 4 laps with no craziness. Green flag back in the air. We're now single file. Kaiser, Menenga, Light, and Radabaugh, and Porter in 5th is all over the tail tank of Radabaugh getting into turn 3. Porter looks to the inside. Definitely has a peak. Radabaugh with a good run out of turn 4, but Porter going to try to slide up in front of Radabaugh. They do make contact and touch wheels. Porter moves his way into the 4th and final transfer spot. Radabaugh going to try to reel him back in. White flag goes in the air, though, for Ross Kaiser out front. He rides right around the cushion, going to play a little bit of a defensive line, getting through 3 and 4 to the checkered flag of Oliver Sim Sports Heat 2. Ross Kaiser, Amanda Menenga, Stephen Light, Chase Porter, your 4 transfer cars, Tyler Radabaugh, Josh Olson, Austin Hickman, Richie Gaines, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th finishers here in heat race number 2. Right Rear Racing, our presenting sponsor here tonight, and our sponsor for heat race number 3. On the front row is going to be Caden Berry and Dakota Osborne. Row 2 is going to be Justin Osborne and Spencer Putney. Row 3 is going to be Jimbo Rooney and Fred Hoffman. Row 4 is going to be Armando Melgoza and Corey Denson. 8 laps the distance here for third-party gaming, Right Rear Racing, heat race number 3. Caden Berry on the front row's got to be licking his chops here, as he is a locked-in starter for tomorrow night's big show, but getting some extra practice laps in here tonight for sure. And also going to try to go out and win a little extra money, as there's an $80 top 5 payout here for our feature finishers 1 through 5. But we got to get through this heat race and one more here and roll into the consolation events. Pace truck going to peel off this time. Caden Berry has the field in control. He fires away. Green flag is in the air for right rear racing. Heat race number 3. Berry leads them into turn 1 and 2. Dakota Osborne right on his tail tank, though, as they exit turn 2 down the back straightaway. Spencer Putney follows him. Justin Osborne follows him. Top 4 cars throw him underneath of a blanket, as it is a crazy battle up front for positions 1 through 4. Fred Hoffman in 5th on the outside looking in. He's going to let that machine ride down low on the inside and see what happens. Back up front, though, Dakota Osborne's not letting Caden Berry rest here early on. Oh, it looked like Berry almost hit the wall, but he's going to keep it out of the wall and continue going. Dakota Osborne now has a mirror full of Justin Osborne. 2 Osbornes together in this race in similar paint schemes, Tim.
Yep, that's for sure. Just trying to, Dakota up into the wall again.
Oh, be careful.
Oh,
so close
oh
between,
my.
I think that was Justin Osborne and Spencer Putney, as they almost came together, touching wheels out of turn 4. Justin Osborne turning it underneath Dakota Osborne back into 2nd. I'll tell you what, Jimbo Rooney has reeled these top 4 in. He's going to try to get up here and battle for a transfer spot. Just 2 laps to go, and Caden Berry is giving it all he can to stay out in front of the dogfight behind him. White flag in the air. Berry. Yeah, Spencer Putney on the tail tank of Dakota Osborne, but to the checkered flag in right rear racing, heat race number 3, Caden Berry wins it. Justin Osborne 2nd, Dakota Osborne 3rd, Spencer Putney going to be 4th, Jimbo Rooney, Fred Hoffman, Armando Melgoza, and Corey Denson 5th through 8th, all on the outside looking in here in heat race number 3. Third party gaming heat race number 4 lineup is this. Joey Hintz, Trevor Royer on row number 1. Row 2 is going to be Johnny Anderson and Matthew Croakey. Row number 3 is going to be Charles New and Ty Williams. Row 4 is going to be Dustin Glenn and Robert Puckett. As it looks like Robert Puckett not making the call, so 7 cars will start our 4th and final heat race of the night. Fastest qualifier in this group is going to be Matthew Croakey in car number 2, starting in 4th. Remember the 4-car invert in the heat races here tonight. As it looks like, I believe that's Joey Hintz still blinking here as they're rolling under pace laps. I think race control is going to have him tag onto the tail. That's going to move Johnny Anderson up onto the front row. So everybody on the inside row moves up 1 row. Joey Hintz moves to the tail to start our third-party gaming heat race number 4. Tim, how about you bring us to the green flag?
Johnny Anderson's going to take over the lead, as he's going to lead them through 3. And and he's going to launch it in the middle of 3 and 4. He gets a 2-3 car length advantage over the rest of the field. Also, Joey Hintz wasting no time trying to work his way up through the field as he's running that very bottom.
So Ty Williams working the inside.
Contact in the front.
He slides up. Yeah, Johnny Anderson, Trevor Royer really close battling as they enter turn 3. Anderson slides across the nose of Royer. Royer turns it underneath of him down the front straightaway and going to throw a slider of his own in the middle of 1 and 2.
Wow.
Matthew Croakey almost makes contact with Johnny Anderson as Anderson, Royer, and Croakey battling hard for the top 3 positions here. Back to the transfer spot. Ty Williams has it just in front of Charles New. Royer again with a big slider through 3 and 4. That's going to allow Anderson with a good run to close right up to his tail tank once again. Matthew Croakey takes a peek to the inside and settles in 3rd for now. 5 laps down, 3 to go in heat race number 4. Royer, Anderson, Croakey looking to the inside of Anderson out of turn number 2. And don't look now, but Ty Williams is getting challenged from Charles New for the 4th and final transfer spot. New with a good run into turn 3, 1 car spinning out of turn number 4. New with a big slider across the nose of Williams. Williams going to try to cross over into turn 1. White flag in the air for Trevor Royer. Uh-oh, Johnny Anderson with a big issue out of turn 2. That's going to move Charles New into the top 4, and Trevor Royer is going to win third-party gaming heat race number 4. Matthew Croakey 2nd, Charles New 3rd, Ty Williams 4th, and that leaves Dustin Glenn, Johnny Anderson, and Joey Hintz on the outside looking in. Unfortunate for Johnny Anderson. Put together a really good heat race and had a little hiccup there exiting turn 2. Car went up and over, but that allowed Charles New to get into the transfer picture here tonight. As we roll into tonight's C main, correct?
Yep, that is the C main.
All right.
Taking 2 from this main, and they are making their way to the B main.
All right, good information. Real quick, want to touch on the School of Sim Racing. They sponsored heat race number 5. We didn't need it here tonight, but still a big shout out to them. Also, Ross Company Design and Print Shop sponsored the D main here for the event tonight. Didn't need it tonight, but still a shout out to them. We move into turn 2 photography C main, and the starting lineup looks like this. Tyler Bickford, Austin Hickman, row 1. Armando Mogoza, Joey Hintz, row 2. Donnie Watson, Richie Gaines, row 3. Corey Denson, Robert Puckett, row 4. 10 laps of distance. Tim told us the top 2 will tag on to the back of tonight's admin box B main, which will be 12 laps. But this is the turn 2 photography C main, 10 laps of distance. Top 2 will tag the back of tonight's B main. Joey Hintz not going to make the call here for the C main, so 6 drivers vying for 2 spots. Tyler Bickford fires, and we are underway in turn 2 photography's C main. Bickford leads him into turn 1 and 2. Hickman all the way up on the cushion, same with Richie Gaines. That's the top 3. Armando Melgoza under fire from Donnie Watts for the 4th place position. But we got to keep an eye on the top 2. Tyler Bickford, Austin Hickman have it, but Hickman under fire from Richie Gaines. Big contact. Donnie Watts, Armando Melgoza get together out of turn 2, and major damage to both of those race cars. Let's see exactly what happened on our right rear racing replay. As you see, Watts just kind of slid up in front of Melgoza. Melgoza had a good run along the outside. Car 91, my goodness, he gets a heavy dose of that. I think that's Corey Denson. But Armando Melgoza and Donnie Watts with heavy, heavy damage out of turn number 2. Again, that was our right rear racing replay. And Melgoza and Watts are in tonight's work area at the attention of their crews to try to get back out there. Joey Hintz has made his way out of the pit lane to join the field, but he is not on the lead lap. Our top 4, Tyler Bickford, Austin Hickman, Richie Gaines, Corey Denson, Armando Melgoza, and Donnie Watts still in the pit lane. Lights are off on the pace truck. Not sure they're going to have enough time to rejoin the field. Well, as I say that, the lights do return, as I think race control's trying to give them at least a full 2 minutes to get back out there. Joey hits getting one of his laps back as he worked his way around the pace truck. Melgoza and Watts rejoining the field now. So 7 cars strong once again. Lights are out on the pace truck. Watts, Melgoza just tag on to the field. Tyler Bickford fires, and we are back underway. Gaines looking to the inside of Austin Hickman. Remember, you got to be in the top 2, so Gaines knows what he has to do. Drives the car down low once again. Tries to slide up, unable to do so, but that allows Joey Hintz to make around the outside and move into 3rd. And he's going to try to get up there and challenge Austin Hickman for 2nd. Tyler Bickford through the middle part of the racetrack. Just 6 laps to go, but Austin Hickman with a good run around the outside. Joey Hintz is there as well. Bickford, Hickman get together. Bickford goes for a slide down the back straightaway. He's going to keep going straight. Unfortunate for him, Hickman is going to lead at the halfway point with Joey Hintz in 2nd. In the final transfer spot, Richie Gaines with a good run down the back straightaway. And into turn 3, he is right there on the tail tank of Hintz. As Hintz and Hickman are swapping now the lead, it looks like. Just 3 laps to go. Hickman is in a transfer spot. No mistakes. Got to stay in front of Richie Gaines. Gaines gets into the outside wall through 3 and 4. Loses a bit of ground. Just 2 laps to go. We'll see if he has enough time to challenge Austin Hickman. What a recovery, though, for Joey Hintz, as he has a big blink down the front straightaway. All of these cars running right near the outside wall. Hintz plays a defensive line through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4 to the checkered flag for turn 2 photography. C main. Joey Hintz is the winner. Austin Hickman is your other transfer car. That's going to end the night for Richie Gaines, Corey Denson, Donnie Watts, and Armando Melgoza, as well as Tyler Bickford. Not going to move on here tonight. As we roll into tonight's admin box, B main, and the starting lineup looks like this. Row number 1, Josh Borowski and Tyler Radeball. Row 2, Jimbo Rooney and Dustin Glenn. Row 3, Andrew Allen and Joshua Olson. Row 4, Fred Hoffman, Johnny Anderson. Row 5, your 2 transfer cars from the Turn 2 Photographies. C main, Joey Hintz and Austin Hickman. "12 laps the distance, and I believe we're taking the top 4 to make it a 20-car field, right, Tim?"
It is showing the top 8.
Excuse me, the top 8 makes it a 24-car field. Here for tonight's right rear racing Sovereign Showdown. Uh-oh. Joshua Olsen did not make the call here on the grid. So that's going to have us 9 cars strong here to start our 12-lap Admin Box B main. Joey Hintz, the only driver on the outside looking in. He needs to pick up and pass 1 car to make it into tonight's 30-lap feature. Well, Tim, get us underway here tonight in the Admin Box B main.
I would love to. It's going to be Josh Borowski leading this group as he gets going, gets a good launch, goes all the way up to the high side. We're like 5-6 wide.
Wow.
3 wide, big contact. They're still making contact. A huge wreck.
Oh my, Johnny Anderson's a part of it. Dustin Glenn tangled up. We're still under green now. The yellow flag is displayed, but my goodness. The night going from bad to worse for Johnny Anderson. Keep an eye on that red and yellow 7 machine. You see him riding right in the middle of the racetrack. Like Tim said, we were 3 wide out of turn 2 for the race lead and 3 wide for position number 2. Anderson and Glenn just touch wheels out of turn 2. That gets both cars out of shape, and they just couldn't get away from one another as they tangle up hard. Getting into turn 3, both cars making contact with the outside retaining wall. Austin Hickman just able to slide by Dustin Glenn up and over in a violent crash. Johnny Anderson kind of going around sideways. But my goodness, what a crazy start to tonight's Admin Box B main for Johnny Anderson and Dustin Glenn. You see the big damage there to Anderson. Right front heavily damaged. Glenn already in the pit lane to the service of his crew. As again, that replay was presented by Right Rear Racing. As we are a couple laps into the B main. Really about a lap. Tyler Radabaugh leads the way. Jimbo Rooney second. Row 2 is going to be Josh Borowski and Andrew Allen. Row 3, Fred Hoffman, Joey Hintz. Now he's into a transfer spot. Austin Hickman, Johnny Anderson, row 4. Dustin Glenn makes his way out of the pit lane to tag the back of the field. Anderson still has a shot. He was able to get that car repaired. Radabaugh fires, and we're going to be back underway. Rooney, Allen, battling hard out of turn 2. Rooney and Allen, second and third. Now Fred Hoffman down to the inside as one car's missing the top wing. I believe that's Joey Hintz around the outside. And he's going to bring that car to a stop into turn number 1. Unfortunate there for Joey Hintz as he had a great run going. Radabaugh leads the way. Rooney with a great run out of turn number 4. on the cushion as the yellow flag is displayed for the second time here tonight for Joey Hintz. Let's take a look at the right rear racing replay. And we'll see Joey just got into the outside wall and the top wing disappeared from that machine. And you see him come out of turn 4 here. Does he make more contact with the wall? No, he doesn't, but he gets into turn 1 and he lets the car slow down and kind of brakes and lets everybody work their way around, but he brought that car to a stop at the inside of the racetrack between turns 1 and 2 as the leaders made their way back around. The admins and race control decided to throw the yellow flag. Well, as it stands, 8 cars are remaining here in our admin box B main. So each of these 8 drivers will make the show for tonight's Right Rear Racing Sovereign Showdown. Tyler Radaball fires once again. Gets a good jump down into turn 1. Andrew Allen with a great restart. He surpasses Jimbo Rooney, who now finds himself in 3rd. Look at Johnny Anderson on the inside. He takes a peek to the inside of Jimbo Rooney for the 3rd spot. Nothing doing that time out of turn 4. But he's going to stay committed down low as he makes up a little ground down there. Jimbo Rooney, Andrew Allen side by side for 2nd, following right behind Tyler Radaball. Jimbo Rooney tried to slide up and kind of pinch Andrew Allen, but that's going to open the door with the run that Johnny Anderson had down the back straightaway and out of turn 4. Move Anderson into 3rd for the moment. He's going to look for 2nd in 1 and 2. Nothing doing this time, but he's going to stay committed down low. Now just 3 laps to go in our admin box B main. Look at Johnny Anderson still getting all he can get down low as he's ahead of Jimbo Rooney. Now he's going to run the cushion right behind Andrew Allen and in front of Jimbo. Anderson, though, with contact to the outside wall. That slows him down. Getting into turn 1 allows Jimbo to take a peek to the inside. They touch wheels. Move Jimbo back to 3rd for now. White flag in the air for Tyler Radaball. Radaball, Allen a little squirrely out of turn 2, but to the checkered flag. Admin box B main winner Tyler Radaball. Andrew Allen 2nd. 3rd, Johnny Anderson 4th to Jimbo Rooney. 5th to Dustin Glenn. 6th to Josh Borowski. 7th to Fred Hoffman. And 8th is going to go to Austin Hickman. All of those drivers will be a part of tonight's Sovereign Showdown A main. 10 minutes on the clock for our warm-up session. This is going to be presented by Hornet Graphics Shop. These drivers get to go out, get a couple more practice laps under their belt. Here for the first bit of tonight's practice, we're going to step away for just a moment and get a word from our sponsors, Premier Racing Setups. All right, folks, welcome back in here to the Buckeye Racing Network. A little over 7 minutes left in tonight's Hornets Graphics Shop warm-up session. Again, shout out to Premier Racing Setups, as they are our partner here on the Buckeye Racing Network, as well as partners with tomorrow's event, the King's Clash, and also providing the custom fix setup. If you're looking for anything as far as setup needs on iRacing, don't hesitate to reach out to them over there. Use code Buckeye15 for 15% off of an individual setup pack. Try Premier Racing Setups today. As you see, the lap times on the left-hand side of the screen: Ross Kaiser, Justin Osborne, Matt Grimm, Trevor Royer, Caden Barry, your top 5 here in tonight's warm-up session. Well, Tim, we've witnessed a lot of racing in our heats and our consolation races. Anything jumped out and surprised you so far here tonight?
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised about just the racing. It's been extremely competitive.
Yeah, absolutely, it sure has. Ross Kaiser takes the Hornets Graphics Shop warm-up fast time. Now, what everybody has been waiting for, tonight's feature race from the Eldora Speedway, and the starting lineup for tonight's right rear racing Sovereign Showdown is as follows. Row number 1 is going to be Kenny Hoffman and Ross Kaiser. Row number 2 is going to be Caden Barry and Trevor Royer. Row 3 is going to be Jason Randolph and Amanda Menenga. Row 4, Justin Osborne and Matthew Croakey. Row 5, Matt Grimm and Stephen Light. Row 6 is going to be Dakota Osborne and Charles New. Row number 7 is going to be Bowen Smith and Chase Porter. Row 8, Spencer Putney and Ty Williams. Row number 9 is Tyler Radabaugh and Andrew Allen. Row 10, Johnny Anderson and Jimbo Rooney. Row 11, Dustin Glenn and Josh Borowski. And the 12th and final row, Fred Hoffman and Austin Hickman. Rounds out the field. $80 on the line to the top 5 as they make their way onto the racetrack for one of the greatest sights in all of motor racing. They're going to put together a nice salute to you guys here at home. Here to get the feature action for tonight's right rear racing Sovereign Showdown underway. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Appreciate all the sponsors. You've seen them scrolling in the top right hand part of your screen all night here tonight. So again, big shout out to those guys. Without this, I know these events aren't as easily possible. See the field starting to slowly fall back from the pace truck as they start that famous 4-wide salute formation. What a sight. Nothing like it, Tim.
Beautiful.
4x4x4. Great job to these drivers here tonight to make it into the preliminary night show, to race for a little bit of money if you can finish in the top 5. And remember, folks, we'll be live again tomorrow night for the Premier Racing Setups King's Clash. The big event, paying $200 to win and $20 just to start, so you at least get your money back tomorrow night if you start the feature event. But we still have a little unfinished business here tonight from Eldora in the Sovereign Showdown. These drivers are going to battle for 30 laps. As we are going to get back into formation 2 by 2. As we see Caden Berry electing the outside, Jason Randolph on the inside here for row number 1. What an awesome field. Looks like Bowen Smith unable to make the call, so 23 cars to start. 30 laps the distance. Just think, Tim, we get to do it all again tomorrow night in a 40-lap feature event. Everybody get locked and loaded. Here as we have one more pace lap and we will get underway. As the drivers are waiting patiently for the green flag. Jason Randolph fires. We are underway, ready to rock and roll for 30 laps from Eldora in the right rear racing Sovereign Showdown. Caden Berry all the way up on the outside wall. A couple cars already making contact with the outside wall. Justin Osborne, Kenny Hoffman back here battling for the 5th and 6th place position. Trevor Royer all the way up near the fence. We have fireworks going off in the background. Everything's happening all of a sudden here to start our feature event. There's a car right in front of the leaders. I believe that is Bowen Smith, as he was able to join, but he is right in front of the pack of hungry drivers as they work down the back straightaway and into turn number 3 and 4. Caden Berry has got to be a tense moment for him as we are just starting the feature race, and he is following closely behind Bowen Smith as the field works their way out of turn 4. Yellow flag being displayed. Charles New, Johnny Anderson might have gotten together. Here you see New right in front of Anderson. Yep, Charles New, Johnny Anderson tag wheels out of turn number 2, entering the back straightaway. That sends New's car around sideways. Another car. That's Tyler Radabaugh, winner of the Admin Box B main. He makes contact with Johnny Anderson, so at least 3 cars involved in the first accident here tonight. And you saw it all here on the right rear racing replay. Four laps completed here so far in our 30-lap feature event. Tim, it looks like Caden Berry is picking up where he left off on championship night in the spring rush for Reigel Promotions E-Sports.
Yeah, that's for sure. A little bit of a understatement there. That man is always bad fast.
Yes, sir, he always is. And he finds himself again starting up front here in this main event, and he's going to try to keep it there and keep Jason Randolph, Matthew Croakey, Ross Kaiser, Kenny Hoffman all at bay here tonight. Kenny Hoffman is currently in the 5th place position. He is at the edge of the pay window here tonight. As we are going to get back underway. Caden Berry fires, but a good restart from Jason Randolph on the outside. But Caden Berry, big run into turn 1 and 2 to take the lead. He makes contact with the right rear tire as they are 2 and 3 wide just behind them. Chase Porter, that's Ty Williams, that's a part of the 2 and 3 wide action. Matt Grimm in the mix. Amanda Menenga as they are 4 wide. 4 wide, Matt Grimm brushes the outside wall. Crazy, amazing racing back here at the tail end of the top 10. Side-by-side battling between Ross Kaiser and Matthew Croakey. Kaiser with the advantage down the back straightaway and into turn 3. Kaiser all over the tail tank of Jason Randolph, and Caden Berry is looking to put a little distance between himself and everybody else as he continues to lead the way. Man, cars are starting to get into the outside wall, Tim.
Yeah, it's we're starting to see the track slick up. It took a lot longer than what I thought it was going to take.
Absolutely. Ross Kaiser with the slide job through 3 and 4. Jason Randolph returning the favor in 1 and 2. That's battling for 2nd place, a little over a second behind race leader Caden Berry, as the yellow flag gets displayed once again. Let's see exactly what happened. Take a look at Dustin Glenn gets together with Fred Hoffman down the front straightaway, and then getting down into turn 1. Glenn goes for a spin of his own, and Tyler Radebach gets tied up with him, and Radebach into the catch fence in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Heavy damage to that race car. Dustin Glenn with heavy damage as well, but Radebach definitely on the worst end of that one. As we took a look at that under our right rear racing replay. Still a long way to go here, at least 21 laps for Caden. But I'll tell you what, Tim, Ross Kaiser was coming in a hurry. Jason Randolph trying to hold his own there in 3rd. Kenny Hoffman as well, up a few spots so far here tonight. As we're talking about comers and goers, let's see. Fred Hoffman, as of right now, is the hard charger, up 9 spots into 14th now, plus 9 from his starting spot. He is the hard charger so far. As it looks like Tyler Radebach still in the pit lane, getting his car serviced, as race control's trying to let him rejoin the field.
The timer has just expired as he's gonna have to tag on or work his way around the track.
2 by 2 by 2. once again. Caden Berry still in control, but he's got a new driver on the outside. Ross Kaiser in the 8 machine. Berry fires down the front straightaway into turn 1. Great line and entry to turn 1 to maintain the race lead, but Ross Kaiser, big momentum down the back straightaway into turn 2. Kaiser's followed by Hoffman, and I believe that's Trevor Royer in the number 90 machine. Also all together, Royer looking to move into the 4th place position as he passes Jason Randolph for 4th. Just behind them, Matthew Croker and Matt Grimm battling for position as well. Great battling all throughout the field, side by side. I believe that's Dakota Osborne battling with Justin Osborne as they, Matthew Croker, Jason Randolph get together and create kind of a mess entering turn 1 in a separation of now 2 packs as our top 4 cars have stretched themselves out against the rest of the field. Yellow flag being displayed once again. We'll take a look at our right rear racing replay. Josh Borowski, he was just working the inside part of the racetrack. And Josh clips the inside wall entering turn 1. They're all on his own, and he tags the number 5 machine there. You see it. Josh Borowski went spinning into the outside wall. There, definitely with some damage as he brought that car to a stop, and I think he had to tow into the pit area. No, he was still sitting there when the leaders came by, so definitely good time for the caution flag to be displayed. As service done pretty quickly there on Josh Borowski's machine as he has rejoined the field as we are to the halfway point here in our right rear racing Sovereign Showdown. 15 laps down, just 15 laps remain. It's getting into the pay window here tonight, Tim.
That it is. I believe there's no mirrors for the race, but I'm sure Caden Berry knows. There are 2 Nitro Circus, I believe it's esports team, right behind him.
Yeah, again, this was a very competitive field entering the night. The really good drivers showing their faces at the top of the leaderboard. Caden Berry, Ross Kaiser, Kenny Hoffman, Trevor Royer, Matthew Croker, Jason Randolph, Dakota Osborne, Matt Grimm, all up within the top 10 here tonight. As we line up 2 by 2 for another restart. Tim, how about you bring us to the green flag?
Caden Berry's going to roll right on through 3 and 4 as he's going to get ready to, and he is away. Both Nitro Circus machines get a good launch. Ross is all over the tail of Caden Berry. As we have contact, huge contact down on the front stretch, bottom lane.
Trevor Royer was a part of that in car 90. He was running in the top 4. Heavy damage to that race car as that's going to bring out another yellow flag. We're going to have to go back and take a look at exactly what happened to Trevor. I believe maybe Dustin Glenn was a part of that. Yeah, you see the cars at the tail end of the pack just carrying so much momentum, didn't even see Trevor down on the inside part of the racetrack. Dustin Glenn went into turn 1, and he makes contact with the 5 machine there of Stephen Light, and he goes around backwards. A couple other cars, Josh Borowski and I think that's Dakota Osborne, get together. You see Trevor Royer, he already has major problems. And the 79 machine of Osborne as well had damage. Aaron Royer just had to bring that car to a slow stop right at the exit of the pit lane. Josh Borowski, Trevor Royer in the pit lane for service still. Caden Berry, Ross Kaiser, the front row. Kenny Hoffman, Matthew Croakey, row 2. Jason Randolph, Matt Grimm, row 3. Caden Berry fires once again as they make their way down the front straightaway. Kenny Hoffman with a great run down the front straightaway. He slides up across the nose of Caden Berry as they're battling side by side for a second down the back straightaway. Berry, Hoffman, Kaiser, your top 3. Croakey in 4th and battling hard 3 wide for 5th. Osborne, Putney 3-4 wide, yellow flag displayed once again. Charles New. We'll take a look at exactly what happened to Charles under our right rear racing replay. Charles New, Dustin Glenn get together coming down the front straightaway. Charles New gets turned off the nose of Dustin Glenn. Dakota Osborne a part of this accident again. So 3 cars with pretty heavy damage getting into turn 1. New upside down, the same with Glenn. Top wing off of Dakota Osborne's machine as well. So heavy damage to those 3 cars again. Osborne, Glenn, and New at the attention of their crews in the work area. As race control is letting those drivers get their cars repaired to try to get back out there. Borowski was also in for service. He has rejoined the field once again. Dakota Osborne rejoining as well. As the lights are out on the pace truck, Berry and Hoffman on the front row. Kaiser, Croakey, row 2. Green flag once again. Berry, Hoffman, Kaiser battling for 4th, 3 and 4 wide. Randolph, Justin Osborne, Croakey, all in the mix there. Ty Williams, Matt Grimm there as well. Back up front, Caden Berry leads Kenny Hoffman and Ross Kaiser on the cushion. Jason Randolph, Matthew Croakey battling side by side for 4th. Matt Grimm all the way down on the inside has a peek as well. Yellow flag being displayed once again for our 6th caution of the night. Let's see exactly what happened back here. Johnny Anderson and Bowen Smith got together. Bowen Smith, Austin Hickman bump wheels. And they kind of get tangled up together. They get together with the 5 machine of Stephen Light. Fred Hoffman was also there with no place to go. Pretty heavy damage for those 4 cars here tonight. And in this accident. As I believe, with us being around the 10 lap to go mark, we are going to have single file restarts from here on.
I believe you are correct. As it looks like everyone's lined up to get going. Caden Barry's away. Kenny Hoffman all the way down to the bottom. He slides up. Caden Barry right back by him.
Uh-oh, yellow flag displayed once again. As we got underway for the green flag. Uh-oh, Ty Williams was already turned around backwards in front of Jimbo Rooney. Let's see exactly what happened to Ty. As they got down into turn 1, Ty Williams' car got loose and I think gets a little bit of help. Yes. Amanda Mananga gets into the tail tank of Ty Williams and sends him for a spin. And Jimbo Rooney, no place to go, made contact with Ty as he was trying to get that car righted and going once again. So Ty Williams, Jimbo Rooney, a part of this latest crash here in tonight's Sovereign Showdown. But I tell you, you see the games that the top 3, 4 have started to play just a little bit here in the closing laps. The last restart, Kenny Hoffman was able to get a good jump, a pass Caden Barry into turn 1, but then Caden Barry with a good run around the outside, out of turn 2 down the back straightaway, was able to regain the lead. We'll see what Kaiser, Hoffman, Randolph, Croakey all have up their sleeves. Green flag back in the air, just 8 laps to go. Barry, Hoffman, Kaiser all around the outside. Randolph to the inside. There's an issue towards the back. I don't know who that is. Bowen Smith, Austin Hickman, all kind of getting together back there. Yellow flag being displayed. Take a look at Austin Hickman here. I know I saw him back there. As we got the green flag. Looks like Ty Williams tried a massive slider into turn 1 and 2, and it didn't work because he wasn't clear of the 43 or the 11. He touched wheels with the 43. That sent the 43 into the 11. The 11 had nowhere to go. The 43 collects Borowski as he was trying to make his way around. So pretty heavy damage for Austin Hickman in the 11 machine. Caden Barry has to fend off another restart here in front of Kenny Hoffman and Ross Kaiser. Update on the biggest mover award here tonight. That's going to go to Austin Hickman in the car 11, up 11 spots into 13th from 24th. Pace truck peels off. Green flag being displayed once again. Barry, Hoffman, Kaiser, your top three. Kaiser with a look all the way down to the inside, lets that car slide up, tries to slide up in front of Hoffman, unable to do so. So he's going to remain in P3 for now. Randolph Croakey was side by side for a moment. Entering turn 3, our top three running nose to tail out of turn 2 in down the back straightaway. Two and three wide back here. Matt Grimm, Spencer Putney, Johnny Anderson battling hard for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Quick check back up front. Caden Berry, Kenny Hoffman, Ross Kaiser still the top three as there's now 4 laps to go.
I think Kenny Hoffman just found something. He was able to make up quite a bit of time. He's going to do it again. He's going to try and inch his way closer to that Caden Berry machine. 3 laps to go.
With a lap down machine on the inside, that's Dakota Osborne going to stay low and out of the leader's way. Now 2 to go. Hoffman is close. Can he get something together in the closing laps? Berry has that car rolling around the outside. Coming to the white flag just one more time around the Eldora Speedway. Our top three evenly spaced. Berry, Hoffman, Kaiser, Berry into the wall a little bit. Going to play a defensive line. Hoffman with a big run into turn 3. Caden Berry going to hold on to take tonight's right rear racing sovereign showdown. Kenny Hoffman's going to come home in the second position. Ross Kaiser is going to round out our podium. We'll get to talk to our top three in just a few moments after we go through our final results here tonight. What an event. Nice finish here by Caden Berry to bring home the checkered flag and a little bit of extra money. Our top three stop on the front straightaway. Let's go over our final race results here tonight. We talked about Caden Berry, Kenny Hoffman, Ross Kaiser, our podium finishers. Jason Randolph brings that car home in 4th here tonight. Justin Osborne's going to be 5th. Matt Grimm credited with 6th. Johnny Anderson in 7th. Chase Porter in 8th. Matthew Croakey in 9th. Ty Williams 10th. Amanda Menenga 11th. Austin Hickman 12th. Spencer Putney 13th. Stephen Light in 14th. Josh Borowski 15th. Jimbo Rooney 16th. Dakota Osborne in 17th. Fred Hoffman is going to be in 18th. 19th is going to go to Andrew Allen. 20th to Bowen Smith. 21st to Charles New. 22nd to Trevor Royer. Tyler Radaball is going to be 23rd. And 24th is going to go to Dustin Glenn. Also, 2 cars tied for our hard charge award. Austin Hickman plus 12, finishing 12th from 24th, as well as Johnny Anderson up 12 spots into 7th from the 19th starting spot. So nice job to those 2 drivers. Again, that's Johnny Anderson and Austin Hickman. All right, folks, without further ado, let's talk to our top 3 and start off with Ross Kaiser. Hey, Ross, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going great. Man, what an event. What an awesome battle between yourself, Kenny Hoffman, Caden Berry there in the closing laps. It was pretty much you 3 up there battling it out. Man, is there anything different you could have done to try to gain 2 more positions here in the closing laps?
Yeah, honestly, it just came down to consistency, and everyone's still trying to figure out the setup. Since everyone's on the same setup they've never ran before, it just takes a little bit of adjusting, and yeah, just coming down to consistency is all it really takes there, and running the exact line you need to run and making the right moves, and especially with how many cautions there were, if you mess up your restart, you're kind of screwed. And yeah, it was a fun battle, and sadly came up a few spots short, but it was great running with Kenny and Caden.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like you all had a blast, but you still come home in a pay window spot, taking home a little bit of extra cash here tonight. Tim, do you have anything to ask Ross?
Yeah, you started fifth. You made your way up to second. Got to the tail tank of Caden. Uh, what do you think you could have done, or what did you need out of the track in order to make that pass?
Honestly, I think all I needed was green flag laps. I know Eldora, the long runs are great, but when it's stop and go, it's impossible to make any passes unless they totally mess up their entry to one on a restart. And sadly, there was just not a lot of green flag racing tonight, which is understandable. It's first night, new league, new people racing around each other, and yeah, green flag laps would have definitely made it a lot better, racing wise, and even possibly catching lap traffic would have been awesome. But there's always tomorrow, and tomorrow's the big one, and hopefully we can get up to the top step on Tuesday.
Yeah, Ross, absolutely. Before we let you go, though, is there anybody you'd like to thank here tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank all the guys over at Nitro Circus. Gotta thank Racecraft Academy, Next Level Racing, and obviously you guys for putting on this great broadcast, and Regal Promotion E-Sports for putting on this great league for us to all run and enjoy.
Absolutely. Again, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight. We'll see if you can make that a little better by 2 tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Absolutely, you as well. That was
Thank
that was Ross Kaiser, our third place finisher here tonight. Now we'll move on and talk to Kenny Hoffman, our second place finisher. Hey Kenny, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, man. You bring that machine home in second in the pay window to take home a little bit of extra cash here tonight. Had an awesome battle between yourself, Ross Kaiser, and Caden Berry, most of the feature. Tell us a little bit about that and what you were maybe hoping out of the track or your car there in the closing laps to try to gain that extra position.
Um, you know, just we got fortunately we kind of got screwed by the redraw. We had to start six. I didn't necessarily want to start that far back, especially with someone like Caden up front. I had Ross next to me. We were just staying patient. Really, I didn't really know what to expect. With the way iRacing has been, there's been different lines and opportunities to open up and fix setups for this, and I didn't really know what to expect, and I thought maybe something else would come in, like middle, something laying off the top, but I don't know, it just didn't, pan out that way. We were able just to kind of save the car for a little bit. I let Ross and Caden kind of battle with each other. I'd kind of just stay behind them for a little bit, and then, I had my opportunity on the restart. I got an amazing start and was able to slide. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to clear both of them, but I got, Ross in the P2. I felt like Caden was better than me with all those yellows. Just I felt like I had the long term speed, so I wish that we keep the yellows didn't keep coming out. That would have been nice. I would have been felt like maybe I could have had something for him, but you know it is what it is. Just hopefully we get one spot better for tomorrow's big night.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask Kenny?
Yeah, you join your teammate up on the podium. What was so key about the restarts?
Um, just the way that the track kind of turned out to be, like I said, different lines didn't open up that sometimes have here that I kind of would have expected tonight, especially on the fix setup, and it just didn't. So it was really hard to pass people. And once I kind of figured that out, when I got up in the third, I was just knew I had to get perfect restarts, and that was gonna be how I was gonna be able to make my move. Um, just start picking off people one by one. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Kenny. Well, before we let you go here tonight, is there anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I gotta thank this whole Nitro Circus Sim Racing team. Everything that they've done. They are very popular in the dirt road community, and they took a shot on some dirt oval guys, and me and myself and Ross Kaiser were able to put them in the Pro Series for the first time. So, that was pretty special, and huge thanks to them for everything they do for us, and then over sponsors, Next Level Racing, Nitro Circus, Racecraft Academy, M9 Performance, JRB Designs, and then thank you to you guys for broadcasting tonight and tomorrow, and thanks to the admins for putting this on for us.
Absolutely. We certainly appreciate it, and hopefully you can get that coveted trophy here tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll do our best. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kenny. All right, now we'll move on and get a word in with our Right Rear Racing Sovereign Showdown winner, Mr. Caden Berry. Hey, Caden, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, man. What a night for you here tonight. Was able to keep that car up front most of the feature, I think all of the feature there, and led all of the laps. Had a great battle with Kenny Hoffman and Ross Kaiser there in the closing laps on those restarts. We've seen a little bit of games being played, trying to get maybe a little run or a nose in front of you there. How was you able to fend those guys off and bring home the checkered flag?
I watched Ross here a lot, and I raced with him a lot here when I did, and he was always just super good around the top, and that was just in my head the whole time. It's just roll the top as long as you can, and hopefully stayed there for the whole remainder of the night. And it was starting to go away a little bit at the end, but we just had to stay consistent up there like we were the whole race, and just hitting consistent lap times and just keep hitting my marks up there every time. And was gonna try to test out the bottom, but didn't really want to do that because they were right there, and I didn't want to make a mistake because little mistakes like that going against pro drivers like that can cost you a lot. So I just want to keep with the line I was running and just stay consistent and just keep hitting my marks up there on the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask Caden?
Yeah, Caden. I'm not sure if this is anything to worry about, but how crucial is the tire wear to try and minimize that?
Um, you kind of have to be, a little easy, because, if you start in the back, it's a little harder too, because you have to, try to you actually have to use more tire, to try to go from the back to the front, and that just fills your tire faster. So when you're in the lead, you can kind of save it a little bit, but you also want to also be on the gas a little bit hard because those guys are coming in 30 laps can go quick, especially in a sprint car. It goes very fast. So you just gotta keep an eye on your tires as much as you can and just try to save them as long as you can.
Absolutely, Caden. You did a good job of that here tonight. But before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
I just gotta thank God because without him, I definitely couldn't do this. I just appreciate him so much, and I just gotta thank everyone out there for watching and tonight, and I gotta thank my mom and dad, my nana and grampy, my grandmother Cece, my Grammy Ryder, and gotta thank TJ also out there for watching. Gotta thank all my partners, Granite State Blacktoppers, Keep Digging Apparel, Enos Construction, Juice Powder Coating, CRC, ZMAX, Driven to Save Lives, Victor Fuel, Turn One Graphics, and Ryder Family Sawmill. And I gotta thank you guys for putting on the show and these awesome shows for us to run. It's always really fun to do.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations here on bringing home the checkered flag in the Right Rear Racing Sovereign Showdown, taking home $30 extra. We'll get to see you tomorrow night for the big show.
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully we can repeat what we did tonight tomorrow.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Have a good night, Caden.
Same here. You too, bud.
All right, Tim, as we bring tonight's festivities to a close from the world famous Eldora Speedway, any closing thoughts from you?
Just action-packed race. I know you said that there was fireworks going on in the background. We had fireworks on the track as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better night number one here in the Sovereign Showdown presented by Right Rear Racing. Was an awesome night of racing. We'll get to see it all again tomorrow night right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Tomorrow, the sponsor is going to be Premier Racing Setups in the King's Clash. The order of events, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Event registration and the pill draw is going to be generated. So just some key notes for tomorrow's stuff. The session's going to open at 8:30 tomorrow night. Drivers meeting at 8:40. And from there on, the Green Man Gaming Hot Laps will get underway at about 8:45, 8:50 or so. Following that, all of the other racing action. 40 laps the distance in tomorrow's King's Class feature. $200 to win, $20 to start. If you enjoyed tonight's racing, you sure are going to enjoy tomorrow night's. So come on out, be a part of it with us here on the Buckeye Racing Network. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Each and every one of the sponsors tonight that was a part of the festivities. Here for Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. We're going to sign on off. Good night, everybody.